Hey guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you from the future, at least at the time of the recording of this video. I recorded it a couple days ago. I've been running this version of PEKKA Spam ever since that day, and I've got to say I love it like 10 times more. It is so much easier than my old PEKKA Bridge Spam deck, so this will be my go-to deck for the 20-win CRL challenge. Just kind of throwing that out there because I didn't know at the time of this recording that I would end up loving this deck so much. Now, on top of that, just kind of a bit of advice for you guys. We'll talk about this more in future videos too, but I think the best time to play the challenge is the first day, the first hours that it is live in the game. I think the player pool playing at that time is so big that you'll run into a lot of, certainly the pros will be playing at that time, but the pros make up like 0.1% of the people actually playing it, actually way less than that, right? 0.1%. So you're going to be running into all like the players who are just picking up their devices the first day, don't even really know what the challenge is, and I think that based on the last couple of 20-win challenges, I saw the most kind of average players like yours truly, who actually got 20 wins, get it on the first day. So that is my theory as to why, my very scientific theory as to why the first day is the day that you want to be spending the most of your time on the CRL challenge. I'm open to your theories in the comments below. So guys, enjoy this video. I'll have Carnage coming at you guys tomorrow. A lot of you guys asking about that in the comments. So Carnage with Icepo coming tomorrow. Guys, stay tuned. This is going to be a good one. Hey guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale, and I've got a first-time guest here on the channel. I've got my man SB. SB, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up? I'm good, thank you. How are you, Ash?
I'm doing fantastic, and man, I'm just admiring your profile. Very impressive stuff here. Today you have on a new version of a PEKKA Bridge Spam deck, which I desperately need, man, because my deck, it's just not going so hot for me right now. Actually, it's normally with the battle ram here, guys, as you know, not the minor. I've been trying a few different versions right now, so I've been trying a minor version, but you really love this deck, and really 4 cards have changed in it. Ram Rider Snowball, Barbarian Barrel, and Baby Dragon. So talk a little bit about the deck and why you like it so much.
I like it because especially the Snowball and the Ram Rider combination, I think that's one of the best combos in the game right now. And then, of course, PEKKA and Ewiz and Baby Dragon, I think, are all very strong, and they all pair together well on defense as well.
Yeah, and a lot of my viewers, I'm sure, are playing in mid-ladder, either don't, well, most of them probably have their Ram Rider unlocked, but some might not have her unlocked or leveled up. So if they don't have Ram Rider, can this deck still work? What other substitutions might you make?
I would definitely put in the Battle Ram for the Ram Rider, and then I would swap in minions for the Snowball for that extra air defense.
Okay, and then you would still run the Bar Barrel and the Poison as your spells?
Yes, that would be my 2 spells.
Okay, man. Well, sounds good. Let's go ahead and hop into a GC. You're 9-1 right now, you said?
Yeah, 9-1.
All right,
so
let's search and come back to you guys when we find a match. Here we go. Nice and easy. Not too bad. So how long have you been playing the game? Tell us a little bit about your history as a player. Have you always known that you were really good, or was there like a moment of revelation for you?
So I kind of played the game as a casual for a very long time. I always played since the start, but during the last 20-win challenge, I don't know how I managed to get 20 wins, and that just happened. And then they announced the combines and stuff, and I thought I'd really just try my best at it and really try to qualify for the combines, as I'd just love to go to LA, especially with this game. And somehow I managed to qualify, and I was one of like the lowest people at the combine, definitely in LA. Definitely not very known, and I just put loads of work into it on that side of it, and I sniped loads of people and just abused Giant Double Prince at the time, and somehow I managed to win, and that's really kind of where the competitive career started.
That's so cool, man. So what would you say, would you just say it's testament to your hard work and dedication there, that kind of that grind, that grit that got you, you know, mainly noticed after the 20 wins, of course?
Yeah, it's just whenever I did something, I just really wanted to be the best at it in a way. But at that point, I think I was one of the only people going into the combine who wasn't nervous, because at that point I was just really happy to be in LA. Okay, yeah. You know, coming across the world from Australia, and so I didn't really put that pressure on myself because I wasn't expecting much of myself. So I felt at the Combine, I've definitely played a lot differently to most people because of that.
Very interesting. So you felt like, you know, you were just happy to be there. You kind of had nothing to lose to some extent.
Yeah.
Very
And then somehow it just worked out.
Well, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So, and then how has the ride been since then, since you've been like more noticed in the community?
So I've just kind of kept playing the game, and luckily I got onto a CRL Asia team. So that was really cool. Definitely going through Asia. And
where did you live?
So I lived in Taiwan, but we stayed in South Korea for a month, which was pretty cool.
Wow, man! So you really, this game really took you all around the world. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
So how was living in Taiwan? Was it cool? And was it like, how was the communication?
It was definitely different.
Yeah.
Communication was good, actually.
Okay, cool.
My teammates, Yao Yao, Xhaka, I'm sure you know, they spoke pretty good English, so it kind of worked well.
That is so wild, man. Well, congratulations on your success. It's cool to hear a little bit of backstory, especially for a new guest. And I'm sure it gives a lot of my viewers some maybe some motivation to maybe make a name for themselves. Yeah. So going to this deck here, obviously you're going against the Royal Giant deck right now, and it looks like you're just playing pretty solid defense in the right and just picking and choosing your spots to apply some pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just pretty much waiting for him to make the move right now. When he's starting to build up a push on the right side, I'm going with a Ram Rider opposite lane because I don't want him to overwhelm me. Because whatever he places behind his PEKKA in this matchup can kind of kill my Royal Giant, and I don't have an answer for it.
Yeah. So this is difficult here because he just keeps getting 2, 3 hits at a time here on your right tower.
Yeah, and then he always has an answer with the guards, so it's
furnace,
like you can just furnace and guards, and then the Ewers is really good for the Ram Rider. So
at this point, are you trying to break through on left, or are you trying to
I'm
get
just going to pressure the opposite side now, and then see what he does.
Ooh, lightning. Oof.
He's playing this really well, really defensive, and he's just waited to double elixir. So.
Yeah, you do make contact there, but now he has lightning and Royal Giant in hand.
Yeah.
In these type of situations, versus this deck especially, okay, would you ever like pre-play a PEKKA?
I would, yes.
Okay, that actually nice defense.
Hopefully we get that defense off, and then now I'm gonna pressure opposite lane.
All right.
And I'll go with a bandit and a snowball now.
Oh, come on. Get this. Get this. Oh, yeah. Wow, man. Where did he... I thought he had you there. So...
So that last Royal Giant, he should have definitely waited because I was full elixir, so I could PEKKA and then E was straight on top of that.
Wow. Well played, man. All right. Let's go hop into the next one. Did you find that when you were... back to CRL experience in Asia, did you find there to be like a big difference in play style or deck meta or preparation in Asia versus what you were used to kind of in the West?
Definitely. I think there was quite a few players that played in meta decks, but especially the Japanese players, some of the stuff they played was pretty crazy. Like I remember Shun playing a Barbarians bar put deck, which was not meta at the time at all, and no one played Barbs. So yeah, I think that, but overall, I think it's pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah, it does seem like I've seen a couple of those. Yeah, you kind of wonder at a point, because I've seen some of those Japanese players as well, like run some really crazy off-meta stuff. I think that, I forgot who it was, but I think it might have been Shun, or somebody who first played the Goblin Giant in CRL as well. Or maybe Royal Parole. Yeah. But either way, I think that it was maybe they're a little bit more. Some of them can be a little bit more apt to experiment with off-meta stuff, but at the same time, it could just be those individuals and not like a cultural thing. It's hard to parcel it out, you know.
Yeah, it's difficult to see.
So here we go. It's going to be against well, this should be a pretty easy matchup. Is it going to be as easy as having the PEKKA ready for the Golem and having the Poison ready for support troops?
Yeah. So I think his choice to defend that and not defend that bandit wasn't the smartest, as I've got a pretty simple defense here. With the guards, it does make it a little bit more difficult, but this should be a good matchup.
Yeah, because this is one of those matchups that I'm trying to master, because I used to lose sometimes against Night Witch, even though I had P.E.K.K.A Ewiz. I used to lose. And
sometimes
I think
that matchup can be 50-50, so
yeah.
it's not always on your end, if you know what I mean.
I think the little tiny mistakes that I was making against this matchup was I was putting my P.E.K.K.A a little bit too far away from the golem when it crosses the bridge. Like, I think you need to, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you need to place the P.E.K.K.A like so she meets the golem immediately, and then just have the poison ready.
Yep, always just P.E.K.K.A poison every single defense. That's the best way to do it. Great. And in double elixir, you can pressure opposite lane because you have the elixir to regen to get that Electro Wizard poison down, and the P.E.K.K.A.
In single elixir, you did pressure with like a bandit. Was that? I'm not even sure if you played that after you played the golem, but like maybe putting a little bit of pressure is okay, especially if you have the elixir advantage, obviously.
Yeah, just a little bit of pressure, but I wouldn't go over full push, as it'll just be a tower trade situation.
Okay, so you're not like dropping Ram Rider Bandit or anything crazy like that.
No.
He's got a interesting golem here, trying to catch you with that P.E.K.K.A.
Yeah. He's just going all out at this point because it should be GG right now.
Yep. Nice, solid defense there. Ram Rider, talk a little bit about Ram Rider. We mentioned this a lot already in all the videos I'm sure we've covered with Ram Rider on the channel. But talk a little bit about how important you think she is, especially against some situations on defense.
I think it's very good, especially against like a balloon or decks like that. It's really key to play in the back. But then at the bridge as well, because it has that snare value, their counters almost don't counter, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think it's a bit controversial in the community, what the snare can do.
How much power the snare has, yeah. So because of that, so would you use her against Hog Rider too, or would you use Ewiz, or would you use P.E.K.K.A? Like, kind of, what would be your tiers of defense against a Hog?
So against Hog Rider, in single elixir, I would always play a Ram Rider if I have it in cycle.
Okay.
Just play it in the back to use that snare, and then you can counter push with that. In double elixir, I would always play a P.E.K.K.A, and then you can go over split lane, Ram Rider, and maybe a Baby Dragon in the middle of the bridge.
Okay, perfect. Here we go.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Yep.
All right, here we go. During the downtime, we were talking a little bit about like whether or not SB thinks that the P.E.K.K.A spam deck that I've been running this season is still viable, and he said, to paraphrase, and feel free to correct me if I mischaracterize anything that you said, but you said that it's good, it's okay, it's effective, you can still have success with it, but you need to be like a master with the deck. Is that kind of your take?
Yeah, I definitely in this meta, yes, I would say so.
Gotcha. So yeah, I might switch to this P.E.K.K.A deck. I think I am actually. I'm going to switch to this P.E.K.K.A deck, and even though my Ram Rider is not maxed, hopefully I'll still have more success with it, because I just don't feel like I'm at that level right now to master that deck, and I'm really kind of just treading water on ladder. So here we go. It's in terms of like, because we haven't really talked about any of the basics with this deck, but just to kind of take a step back, SB. In terms of early game, like, how would you characterize your playstyle on this deck? Are you being very passive with it, or?
Yeah, so right now I'm just gonna be waiting it out. I think this is actually a mirror matchup.
Yeah.
So this will be interesting. Normally I'm just kind of playing passive, waiting for them to make the moves, and then counterattacking with a Ram Rider or a P.E.K.K.A and stuff like that. For
first place with this deck, what would you advise?
So one of your 2 elixir spells, like a Barbar at the bridge or a Snowball on the tower. Okay. I usually wait. Maybe you can play a Bandit, but apart from that, if you say you don't have those 3 cards in your deck, I would just maybe wait, let them play first, even if it goes to double elixir.
Okay. And when you start off with a Bandit, do you ever start her at the bridge, or do you usually behind the King Tower?
Typically, no. I normally do it behind the King Tower. It just gives... I think it's a lot, like, if they just reply with a Barbar or something, then it's a negative trade straight off the bat.
Okay, sounds good. So now we have P.E.K.K.A on P.E.K.K.A here in the left lane. At this point, we are approaching double elixir time, so interesting to see the mirror matchup here. This deck seems to be really hot lately.
Yeah, definitely, it is.
And you guys are both making all the mirror plays as well. His Ram Rider is going to counter your Ram Rider, but you'll take care of the P.E.K.K.A.
Still someone makes a mistake, kind of thing. So now I'm just going to P.E.K.K.A in the back. He's used his Ram Rider, so he's got no opportunity to punish me here. So I'll just P.E.K.K.A in the back.
Okay. Do you think that he made a mistake there?
No, I think he's just cycling cards in the back, but I got like a 2 elixir lead, so now I'll play opposite lane to him.
Okay.
You have to. The P.E.K.K.As will cancel each other out anyway, so. And now I'll do an Ewiz, and I'll bar barrel his Ewiz.
Yep.
I'll probably wait now, actually. And now I'll just play a Pekka to defend all of his troops.
Oh man, this match. And you can see.
Yeah, it's just going to be like a stalemate until someone makes a different kind of play.
Yeah, I got you. Because right now your guys are, he's happy to mirror your plays. He's going to keep doing it. Man, that interaction that we see right now just doesn't seem like it's
not right. It doesn't seem like a good mechanic in that sense.
And I love Ram Rider, so don't get me wrong, viewers. Like, I'm not calling for a nerf or anything. I just think that one interaction, the stun lock, just doesn't seem like it. When I had Seth on an interview from the Supercell team, he mentioned that he didn't like Zappies for that very reason. So I wonder why he doesn't have a problem with the Ram Rider for that. There it is again. Anyway. So here I feel like the momentum is changing a bit.
Yep, so he's a bit lower than me now. I think he's about to Pekka. He should do anyway. And then I'll just Pekka his Pekka now.
Oh yeah.
And then I can go with a Bataram, not a Bataram, a Ram Rider opposite lane.
Okay.
Or I can actually go same lane here because now I've got a full health Pekka. So.
Yeah. I was going to ask, it seems like one thing that you're doing here is putting the Pekka back a little bit. Like, whenever you play... Like, I think some people would be tempted to play Pekka, including myself, at the bridge in some of these scenarios. Like, oh, I have an Ewiz alive, I'll just play a Pekka, but you rather build it from behind again.
Yeah, I would rather always build up a push.
Got you.
In this situation. And now I'm going to go over Ram Rider opposite lane.
And
just
that's
to apply the
GG,
pressure.
I think. Wow, you made it look so easy, too. And look at your patience there, too, SB. Like, not once did you feel like that match was anywhere but well within your control.
Yep, so I was just pretty much playing passively until he played a Bandit and an Ewiz in the same lane, so I got a 7 Elixir Pekka for his 7 Elixir troops. So at that point, I was even in Elixir, but I had a free Pekka up, and then I could just snowball him with troops in that situation. And
awesome,
get the win.
man. Well, GG's, a flawless victories here on the channel. Do you want to do one ladder match before we let you go?
Sure. I'll search right now.
Sounds good. All right, guys. We found a match here against this guy. What's your favorite emote, man?
I would definitely say the giant doing the burp with the birthday cake.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a solid one. It's in my go-to deck. Oops. All right. Stop flexing your emotes, Ash. All right. So minor Mega Minion, are you always trying to just wait to see what deck they have before you do anything crazy? Well, obviously not.
Yeah, I'm just going to play passively. I only went with that Ram Rider there because he overextended a bit on the firewall.
Okay,
So it wasn't too much of an overcommit from my side.
I got you. So now he goes with the balloon. You have Baby Dragon in hand.
And the power of the snowball, too.
Power of the snowball. Do you think that Snowball... I mean, it's interesting that you have Snowball and Barb Barrel in this deck, two of the, you know, what everybody considers the new... It's the old guard of the small spells were Zap and Log, and now it seems like Snowball and Barb Barrel is where it's at. Interesting to see that. Do you think either of those spells need a nerf again, or are you okay with them being...
I think Barb Barrel, I think that's somewhat balanced right now, in a way. I just think... It suits the bridge spam meta, and because it does very well against bridge spam, I think that's why it's used a lot. But I do think Snowball, it's very underrated, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think I could be needing a nerf soon.
Yeah, we will see. I like Snowball. I like that Snowball is strong, but it is super strong area. I agree. So here we go. It's going to be Pekka totally taken for a loop. But here's interesting. When they kite the Pekka too much, now you have a nice little formidable push on the right.
Yep, and he's kiting it again. So.
Alright, so Bandit goes left. He forced guards out of him. Man, that was kind of interesting. But man, you have a pretty big Elixir lead here, so...
And this is why the Ram Rider is really good, because I've used both my cards, but it still snares the balloon, so...
Yeah, look at that. Balloon totally snared there. And you have Snowball back in hand, too, if you need it. But you don't even need it. Wow. That's insane, too, because it wasn't just the balloon. It was also the miner, you know?
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying add the minions for the snowball if you're not using the Ram Rider because of the defense it gives air-wise, so...
Yep, that makes total sense. So here we go again. He's still able to do a decent amount of damage to your left tower, but ooh, you just almost, just barely don't make it through there against that hunter in the left. So going into going into sudden death overtime, excuse me, how do you feel about this match so far? Now that you know all his
I think it's good. I think that was a good interaction for me, and even that as well. He's probably only got enough elixir for guards here, I'd say. So I'll go with the prediction snowball.
Oh, nice, nice.
And at this point, I'm probably just gonna go with a poison. Oh, definitely not now that he's come with a push.
Nice high E-Wiz, avoiding the fireball. He snowballs instead. Doesn't get a hit on the tower though. Now you get a nice little counter push here, and
I'll go with a Ram Rider poison. That should get the job done since he's got no knockbacks.
There it is.
Yes, GG's.
GG's, man. Well done. Well, thanks for sharing this deck, man.
Well.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't complain with a nice 4-0 sweep. So thanks for coming on the channel, man. Awesome to have another first-time guest on the channel all the way from Australia. So thanks again. Any shout-outs or anything like that before we let you go, SB?
Follow my Twitter, I guess, at SB__CR.
Sure, we'll have that linked in the show notes below for you guys, as well as his player stats and profile. So SB, thanks again for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem, man. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. I really appreciate you guys watching all the way till the end. Shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Check out Bren's information as well in the show notes below, along with SB. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.